seeking one of Earth's toughest jobs. But first he has to face Earth's dumbest blobs. Tim Scott may have the edge against The View in smart, but can he survive Whoopi's farts? That was good. Time once again for
Our View on The View.
Greg Gutfeld is known for never giving up. But this time around he delivered what some are calling his most brutal takedown yet. Gutfeld is renowned for his pure comedy and razor-sharp wit. For years, he has been criticizing The View hosts, calling out their skewed reporting, hypocrisy, and inflated political views. But instead of just taking a jab in his most recent bout, he went for the knockout punch. At the center of the controversy was Joy Behar, one of The View's most tenacious and controversial contestants. Gutfeld's frank and often condescending remarks against conservatives have led Behar to repeatedly dismiss her as a small voice in the media. But this time it was the other way around, and she wasn't ready for it. The battle started when The View aired a segment denouncing conservative media, particularly Fox News, as harmful to democracy. Behar intentionally targeted his show by demeaning Gutfeld's IQ and calling his entire brand garbage. That was all Gutfeld needed to hear if he responded angrily on his own program within hours, evaluating the merits of each point of view independently. He revealed their contradictions and denounced their unjust treatment in one of his most popular TV appearances to date. His tone of voice was just as significant as his words. Behar was unable to unite due to his biting sarcasm, uncompromising facts, and unrepentant manner. As the internet erupted, millions of people took sides in what is turning into one of the year's most talked about media conflicts. The true query, though, is, did Joy Behar have a chance? Or did Gutfeld just show that real criticism was too tough for the mainstream media to put up with? Let's break everything down that I ask any viewer of The View knows. Joy Behar and her co-hosts are not afraid to express their strong beliefs, often slamming conservatives, Republicans, and even other media personalities. Over the years, they have regularly attacked Gutfeld.
terrible. Republican presidential candidate Tim Scott dropped by. The furry
Behar dismissed his views as ridiculous or unworthy of discussion. But what set Gutfeld off this time? It all started when Fox News and other conservative media outlets were harshly criticized by The View as a threat to democracy. Behar even went so far as to ridicule Gutfeld directly, questioning his ear and IQ, and labeling his show a litany of trivial taunts. That's when Gutfeld decided he'd had enough. When Gutfeld addressed the issue on his show, he did more than just extract revenge. He disposed of them. In his characteristically humorous style, he aired video of The View's most hypocritical moments, showing how their so-called tolerance panel routinely stifles opposing viewpoints while claiming to encourage free speech. The final blow was then administered. Despite The View's claims to support women's liberation, they routinely criticize women who don't share their political views. Gutfeld told Joy Behar in one of his most severe statements to date. When he said that the show was a safe haven for millionaires to pretend to be victims, the audience erupted in laughter. Videos of Gutfeld's remarks immediately became widely shared on social media. I answered before The View producers could, since I didn't want to frighten the man back at The View. Joy Behar did not take it well. Production insiders said that she was so furious when she saw the video that she considered addressing it in person.
I'm giving him the horn.
But I also like how you said
That was at the way.
But also how you say that how you look at each other, how you see each
He
other.
sees Angelina Jolie, I see Brad.
The following day, her co-host awkwardly laughed with her when she dubbed Gutfeld a third-rate comedian. But here's the problem. Her remark only made it worse. She supported Gutfeld's account instead of challenging his claims, proving again that the point of view is capable of criticism but not acceptance. There was an immediate outrage when viewers found out about it. Even loyal fans started to question whether Joy Behar was merely avoiding the subject rather than engaging in a real dialogue. Within hours, reactions flooded Twitter, YouTube, and political forums. Supporters of Gutfeld hailed his answer, calling it one of the most satisfying takedowns of the year. Conservative commentators backed him, pointing out that the perspective typically calls for accountability unless they are the target of criticism. Supporters of Behar, however, said that she didn't have to respond to him at all because Gutfeld's entire profession is centered on mocking others for entertainment. Despite their best efforts to downplay it, one thing was certain. Gutfeld won the online competition. Millions of people saw his YouTube takedown videos, but there was almost no response. Some even insisted on a live, on-air debate between Behar and Gutfeld. Let's face it, though, she probably doesn't want to engage in that conflict. With this latest viral moment, Greg Gutfeld has once again shown why he is one of the most talked-about individuals in the media. His ability to transform a well-liked event into a viral attack has solidified his dominance in the conservative commentary space. But what comes next? Will the continuing culture war between Gutfeld and The View continue, or is there something more important seething beneath the surface? First, The View has to make a tough decision. Do they choose to ignore the issue and hope it goes away, or do they attempt to reclaim control of the story by exacting revenge on Gutfeld? If they don't speak up, it might appear as though they have no defense and that Gutfeld exposed them in a way they can't deny, but if they do, they run the risk of giving him even more ammunition. After all, he benefits more from a back-and-forth rivalry than they do. Arguments, clever counter-arguments, and converting hypocritical media into viral hits are what he thrives on. What's up with Joy Behar? This isn't her first media battle, but it may be the most damaging to her image. She is well known for speaking up and persevering.
Mom's father lived.
What?
Your grandfather, Vincenzo, was born at number 8.
What? We're living across the street?
The families were living across the street from each other. I mean, just across the
I
street.
mean, it's almost incestuous what we're talking.
She is known for expressing her opinion and rarely backs down from a fight, but this time she was caught off guard. If she doesn't say something, she will be accused of not being able to handle the heat. If she lashes out, it can look like she's doing everything she can to keep her face intact. In any case, she's in a precarious position. Meanwhile, Gutfeld's fan base is growing every day. His fans give him more credibility each time he makes fun of a famous person, and his show continues to be the most popular. He has turned these feuds into an art form because he understands that exposing media dishonesty is not only entertaining to watch, but also a fantastic method to build a loyal follower base. Is this the beginning of something even more important? Or will Gutfeld's appearance on The View be the last one? Will Joy Behar and her other hosts attempt to back down or strike back? This experience has confirmed one thing anyway. The mainstream media is not as reliable as many people think, as Greg Gutfeld likes to point out. There is little doubt that this dispute is far from being settled. So, was this just another media controversy? Or did Greg Gutfeld actually expose the hypocrisy of the position? Did Joy Behar make the right decision in ignoring him? Or did her response fall short? This fight is unquestionably far from over. For more updates on the year's major media battles, don't forget to like and subscribe. In the space provided for comments below, you can also express your opinions.
Then I used to lose my voice, like asking for things. I was a little shy.
Wow.
Yeah, but then 20 years of therapy. And,
Speaking of therapy, tell me, what is the greatest lesson that The View has given you out all these years, would you say?
the greatest lesson?
Yeah, the greatest lesson
Oh
for yourself.
my goodness. What, like, give me an example of what a lesson might be.
What has it taught you? You've been on the show for all these years. What have you learned about yourself being on